Imagine the luxury of freedom.
iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. iDiskiTimes.co.za. It's the final of the African Football League, the very first ever edition of the AFL. Wydad Casablanca from Morocco are traveling to South Africa to play Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa, Pretoria. Kabuyelo versus the Casablancans, if you want to say. I don't know what's their nickname. The Atlas Lions is the national team nickname. Morocco. It was 2-1 in the first leg in the final for the ages. One of the best finals that we've seen in recent times. It's the best. It's one of the best because if you do watch finals in African football, this year, the Confederations Cup final, I watched it. It was between Young Africans and USM Alger. It was the worst final I've seen. Easily, because there was no football. They were kicking each other, screaming at the referee. At the minute that USM Alger scored the leading goal, and then every time the ball was out, the ball boys would throw 3 balls at the same time, wasting time. It was anti-football. And there were people like Gianni Infantino and Patrice Motsepe were watching that final, and I felt, this is so anti-football. It's against the spirit of the game. Yes, you don't have to be nice, but for us to only see 50 minutes of action with 90-minute game of football because everyone is falling is not good for football. But this one, the AFL final, where Wydad Casablanca won 2-1 against Sundowns, that was the final for the ages, really. It was beautiful to watch. They're playing for 75 million rands, which is $4 million, Mr. So-and-so. You played the Sundowns, you know. Price money benza njani ngayo? Bayanika yonke 75 bathi thathena.
Viseke ukunjani mfethu? Ambulise wena, ambulise Justice, ambulise Junior. Nginibulise nana emakhaya. Ngicela support njalo iDiskiTV. Ngizobe nje njalo ngichike futhi. Yeah, the last time upresident ufuna trophy. But no, mina I've got my money. I'm paying you. So why should I take that money from you? You guys are playing for that money. The only thing I want from you is that trophy. Give me the trophy and take the money.
So man win 8 million in top 8 beni ihlola kanjani?
No, unfortunately we lost the final. We Chiefs on my penalty, so as long as we win anything. But give me the trophy.
No, but how do you it's 8 million? That means each player gets 250,000. How do you divide it?
Yeah, no. We might divide according to the number of the players that registered the team in. Then that 8 million would be divided. I think we were about 35. I think at this time. Yeah, I think we were 35.
Technical team.
Yeah. No, it was only for players. Technical team we have niggas are deciding, but we yeah, so yeah. So I'm a players. You guys were playing Tatanle. The technical team mina nabe officing, and I think if even namanje maybe I believe ukuthi kusasenjalo, and no wonder why this ball. It's a lot of money, Mr. Nkeo. And you know, one thing I always say in me is that the more you put effort, you're gonna get the rewards. You know, so that's the effort that the boys are doing. The technical team, they sacrifice, they're away from home, they're traveling, you know, they get fatigue and all of that. That is a lot of sacrifice for them to be where they are, and I think they deserve whatever that needs to be true for them.
Sunday is a very tough game, so it's a very tough game. I don't know who's going to win it. Sundowns, take that game, 3 p.m., Pretoria, Loftus. That's the best you can do because the guys will suffer with the conditions. Yeah. The last time they tried to do that, it rained. The football god said no against Al Ahly. So that means the conditions were not that bad for Al Ahly. It's possible that with that Casablanca, in hot baking sunshine of Pretoria, will struggle. But I have absolutely no idea who's going to win this because I think Wydad is not scared of Sundowns. The last time Wydad was here, they scored 2 away goals.
Mr. Nkeo, you know, I've never watched a finale that Indians are even on my goosebumps. Yep. You know, I've been in this game for years and I've watched my finals, and you know, this one really I had good bumps because, you know, they're always scared of Sundowns. The only time they're not scared of Sundowns is when they play home. They will bulldoze and they play ugly and all of that. But one thing that I've seen with this with Casablanca is that they can play. They can pass the ball, they can move to good areas, they can create chances. As you know, the reason of Rivaldo made an own goal was the pressure. Yep. You know, yes, it didn't just happen. You know, I always say force them to make mistakes. Not every time it will be a clean goal. Sometimes you need to force the opponents to make mistakes. So that cross pass, they forced the Sundowns defense to face their poles and defend facing their poles, and anything is possible, and that's what happened. And look, Mr. Keo, one thing I will always respect Sundowns is that no matter where they play, they try and impose themselves.
Yeah.
They try and put their foot down to say, this is us, this is our identity.
There was this thing, and I think Junior specifically mentioned it, and we were having this battle between ourselves about the style of play. Yeah. This thing of when a situation is ugly, be ugly. At what point do you flick that switch on and off?
Mr. Keo, you analyze the games, you look at the opponents, you look at the certain areas where you need to be dirty, the certain areas where you need to be very smart, and especially when you get to that final box, you've got seconds as a player to think, and according to the game plan of the coach, you need to know that when you get to that certain area, this is how you need to be aggressive. This is how you need to cool down. All those things, that's what the coach needs to put to his players, because when ugly is good, you can't, when we are in that final third, keep on knocking it around.
Even first third, so when we've seen him, it's been scary enough times. Gula tournament, quarterfinal, semi-final, even in the final, in the first leg, he's been giving Sundowns enough scary moments where and I think this is what we saw with Kune as well. The difference between him and Brendan Peterson is that when Kune saw that this is an ugly ball I'm receiving, I'm gonna kick it away. And you must know when and when to do that.
Yes, Mr. Keo. That's why I said in certain areas, because, as a goalkeeper, the very, 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 very crucial part about the goalkeeper is that you make a mistake, it's a goal.
Yeah.
That's a very sad thing in football. I don't care who says what. You can lose the ball up front there. Chances are maybe midfielder will make a tackle or pull this one, foul. Everyone is back. Now we're in good shape. But with you as a keeper, you make a mistake, you're going to carry it in your net. And now it's going to put the team in a very, very compromising position. And, I hope on Sunday, he's not gonna. The thing, Mr. Keo, we all scared because we know football. It's a game of mistakes. Anything can happen. But now, when you look at how he the coach, Orlane, his philosophy is, we're gonna play. We must play. We must play. But now is sometimes you don't need to be smart. Sometimes you just need to be dirty for you to, especially in football. Like I always say, when the man is down, kick him. That's how it is in football. So he needs sometimes to learn and read the situation to say, now I can't play it now. Let me just play it up front and use the width, because they've got good wingers that when they get the ball, they can take the man on. And again, why Mr. Keo will always emphasize to play? He wants to draw the opponents. But now he needs to be very careful when the ball comes back to him to say, look at the distance between him and the opponent. Whether is it you're going to have enough time to trap the ball and decide where you're going, or you don't have time, just kick it. Like Ukune did. Ukune saw the distance of the opponent and he was, I'm not going to take a chance. Because sometimes it's something else. Ungamagahle good positioning, uti trap la, very shy umkancha, your opponent begin a thing. And that will be the end. Yeah. And in this finale, I one thing that I will say, if I could do miracles, I was gonna make sure that Ribeiro and Shaluli Daffit. If I was gonna make a miracle, because at the end of the day, with the football because they've played very well away, they've managed to score a goal, but I still believe that they need the point of reference. And the point of reference is that everyone is a ball player, but they need somebody that will do a dirty job there, where everyone needs to come back to him to say, here we are, put it in. then he's going to put it in the
Final score prediction for the final of the African Football League.
champion score. Sundowns 1, Wydad Casablanca 0.
And that means Mamelodi Sundowns will win on away goals rule. That's according to Utso Vilagazi. According to you, whatever you think, you can go to wsp.co.za and place a bet predicting any scoreline. 0-0, 1-0, 3-2, 4-5, whatever. Over 2.5 goals, will it be scored? Or under 1.5 goals will be scored and stuff like that. You can go to wsp.co.za. It is iDiskiTV, Diski Times, World Sports Betting. Thank you very much for watching us.